I'm about to import a kick drum to start with.
How do you choose kicks?
Basically by the sound of it. I don't want them to be too woody. I just want them to sound more like, you know, deep bass and clubby, basically. I'll show you.
Where did you get them from? You sample them up, or?
No, it's kind of like we have kind of kick drums that we've been working on for years and years, and you kind of develop the kick drums you have and just work on the sound around it, and then sometimes you sample, you know. It's kind of you know, it should be like that. Samples good. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I'll take a kick drum I've already.
So this is a kick from a previous loop?
Yeah, it's just like we do tracks, and I just save like parts of tracks in the computer that we already used, and drums that even drum loops that we've done, I'll save them down to the hard drive so we can reuse them. Okay, next step, bass line. Pick a synthesizer. I'll probably use. It depends on what kind of track you want to do. If you want to do something more full on, I usually use the Rob Papen, the Predator, or something like the Massive, or something like that. But today I'm gonna try the Jupiter 8. See how that goes.
So relatively new plugin, just got this?
We got this. We moved into this studio like four months ago, and then we changed the whole system. So we got new computers and new synthesizers, even if we had some from before. But we just wanted to change, and it's nice to feel fresh when you move in somewhere. I hate bass lines that are going in stereo and chorus, so I always remove all the effects so I can keep the kick and the bass in the middle instead of having it flying around everywhere. Okay. We're gonna do a bit of a deeper track today. That's what I feel like doing. So let's see. That's the bass line. I always quantize it with 16C if you want to get the kind of more jacking. But in this case...
That's a quantized preset in Logic, is it?
Huh?
Is that a quantized preset in Logic?
Yeah, they have like 16A, 16B, 16C, 16D and onwards, and they have 8 and 9 triplet and 5 triplet and that. So I just use... sometimes I go in and edit it myself. And this time I wasn't that happy with the quantize, so I'm gonna redo it. And then we'll try a 16B instead, which doesn't work. We'll try...
What kind of feel are you aiming for?
Huh?
What are you aiming for with the bassline feel? 'Cause you say you're not...
Kind of like round and just get the bass wobbling around, and then just build stuff around it instead of. I always my first thing is to work around the bass line. That's the most important. Bass line and kick drum for me. You know, I could hear a track that is only a bass line and kick drum, and I don't even need more elements.
It's just getting the groove right.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate, you know. Just playing around with the cutoff and just feeling if it's a good sound to use, because I will open it up eventually, and just want to feel that I'm not using us. Yeah, you know, just to get it going. I did a mistake there, so I have to correct it. For some reason, it doesn't want to cooperate today. Dun, 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 dun.
So you know exactly what you want here, because that sounded fine to me. So, but what?
No, I want. I'll show you. I usually like to work more with audio, since I can see what's going on. Yeah. You know, now when I work in MIDI, I can only see small blocks, and that annoys me, because I can't see some spectrum. I can't see the whole thing. It's just a block, and you know, it's sometimes it's annoying. So I usually get my bass lines worked in. I bounce them down to audio and then play around with them more. It's easier for me to see what I'm doing. And then one key thing for me is on the master. As you can see here, I always have my special setup, and that's compressor, equalizer, compression, and PSP vintage warmer, just to get the master sound right. And then I'll basically, instead of mastering the track, I'll do it while I'm working. So when I'm done with the track, it's gonna sound good, instead of having to have another go on it. Okay, there we have a bass line. And then we're gonna make a kick. I always copy a kick down to second channel. So we do, I take off the output. When I then go to the bass again and put the compression on, I'll pick the sidechain. So I picked track 2. Since it doesn't have any output, the kick is still going to be there and pump on the compression, but it's not gonna, you're not going to be able to hear it.
And what are your settings for the sidechain compression? Just
you know, I just basically just no attack, you know, and keep the release in the middle, and just play around with the threshold depending on what kind of bass line it is. Some bass lines are longer, some bass lines are shorter. it by the click, you know. Okay, so we have a bass line to work around. And then let's put some hi-hats. So what I do is I usually use the ESP, the synthesizer, and only use the noise. As you can hear. There we go, 16C. I usually prefer to work like this instead of get a cooler sound. It's not a.
What's the plugin you just put on the hat? Is that just like
low cut. Yeah, I put a low cut on just to cut the lower frequencies. And then I usually put a compression on there as well, and use the sidechain to get the beats bouncing. The bass a bit just to see where we're gonna go from here, because as I told you before, my key element is the bass and the kick, so I want to have a working kick and bass drum. Bass, let's see. It's a little bit boring, the bass line, so I'm thinking of redoing it. So I'm going to play around with a couple of different sounds, just to...
So it's the sound, not the notes. You're happy with the notes, or?
No, the notes, you know, sometimes I can be a bit... If I leave it going around for a while and I get bored of it, you know, it's no point in using it. So let's play around and see what happens. Better. It's a more open sound and more big, so. So what I did there was I played with the release of the sound, just to get it traveling more. instead of using the short one. Okay, so let's next element, strings. For strings, we have a synthesizer called Philharmonic, which I think is the best one for strings. It sounds live, and that's important.
So strings is something you always go for then?
No, it's just like when you want to get the harmonies right. I'd rather do strings than using an 80s synthesizer and just getting 80s vibe on it. I usually pick strings.
Try and lush it out a bit.
Yeah, it's strings. It's a nice tool. Let's see here. We're gonna use. You hear the sound? It sounds really good with these strings. So
what setting is that? Strings? Have you got one you use?
I just pick like cello or something, you know, just keep it simple. So the strings I picked now, they end. So I'm gonna need to find loop strings, so I can get longer strings, because the ones I'm having now they just stop playing after a while.
So you want to hold a lot?
Yeah, I want to have something. Let's see. Those are better, but they don't play the high notes. So okay. We could do a movie instead if you want.